watching a different part. It's Tuesday, October 11th, 2022. I'm watching the day after. I'm watching the Columbus Day Parade that I had taped. I'm looking for signs of God, country, and family, quite frankly. Today, I went back to watch it. What sparked that memory was this morning I'm watching the regular ABC News or CBS News, and they mentioned that the Crown is finally back open on Lady Liberty, which sits in Battery Park. Now, this thoroughly frightens me. In between the L and the TY, there's a word that's very familial called Iber, as in the Iber Peninsula, or Peninsula, in whatever. So, this lady, this crown with this very distinct look in metallurgy, with this beautiful batina, whose base is a star, which is just outside of, it's the harbor my grandfather passed through when he came with my father from Italy. It's of significance, importance to the Americans. I've heard it was a gift from the French. That's the going rumor. I don't know if that's true or not. I have no way of chasing that level of human speak. So this morning, being that the Crown is open for Lady Liberty, and she is just, there's something called a Battery Park over there. That's what the words were that they used, and I'm like, Crown Battery. I'm like, oh, okay. So then I went back to the parade to look for signs of family, God, and country. And along the parade route, they have this MTA authority, which is the Metropolitan Transportation. It has the word port in there, which used to be the carry. But again, that goes back to Ireland. But it's the carry service over the row, or ROW, when they didn't have to row, when they had steamships and so on and so forth. So again, it gets like really linguistically, I can be very clear. But there are so many interlocking features. So I'm watching this. They have the Excelsior flag like I have in my local area that they just put up, because it's the Italian-backed parade, not the Irish-backed parade. Now, the dais looks some other version of Italian in New York. The Irish parade looked more familial in who they had seated at the table, at the dais. This version of Italian, in this Italian Americans, the way that they've chosen their selection is very foreign to me. It does not look familial. So that, I know, is a key piece of evidence of stuff that's been going on and frightening somewhere between the business office and the participants, past participles and current participants. Now, I was, after this MTA, they're there and they start. Behind this MTA is a float which has the number 77 and the letters WABC. It has Uncle Giuseppe, G-I-U, on it. And like the world's most favorite New York mayor of all time, the most popular in God, family, and country that I know of, which is Giuliani. So, I have not followed Giuliani's career. I have no idea anything about the man. But I know that he exists, and in my world, he's a celebrity. He's like that. He's like the... whatever. He's the one that sticks out in all the names that have ever been given. He's the one that really sticks out in the forefront of important features inside of New York. If like an all-star team got put together, he'd be my go-to mayor of Consort. So that's what I'm noticing, is that he was on a float. It has the GIU symbol for Sepe. And then the dais being, again, I don't know how these things get put together. I don't know who's involved in this level of whatever. But there is a very big divide in the Italian community, because while my parental unit, that's where he came from, and where my grandfather served, on what is calling itself such inside of New York. I stay away from the topic, quite frankly. Whenever they bring up the word Italian, I'm just like, northern. Not much more than that. So this is what it looks like. So this is where I am. This is what it is referencing. And they have this Excelsior flag, they have the Italian flag, and then the American flag for this portion of the parade. And it says Metropolitan Transportation Authority. And this is the 78th. So as far as representation of 78, there's a float with Mayor Giuliani on it as the 77.
With Neapolitan folk song, you got to see this guy in concert. He's got a great voice. A great voice, and it was true, Neapolitan folk songs, and he just crushed it on stage. It was great. But Maria, thank you. We're talking to you. Yesterday, I talked with an interview with you. You go 20.
The MTA has its own police separate from NYPD.
24/7. You got like I think 7 shows. Part of the Maria Martiromo channel.
So this is the dais of what they're representing as the Italians again. The dais on the St. Patrick's Day parade for some reason looks more familial, I suppose, than what they've chosen to represent Italy in this New York area. I don't know why. I don't know who does these things. Who's painting the portrait? I don't know the painter. I don't know the executive. I don't know the director. I don't know the president. I don't know the general consulate. I don't know if that means that he grew up somewhere else and now they're bringing him in. I'm not sure of the levels of... I mean, everything seems to be hidden in history from me at this point, in this juncture. in the last 44 years here in New York, in these series of rooms between Long Island and Queens.
You know, and it's, I don't know how you do it. What time are you up in the morning? I gotta ask because we do the morning radio. It drives me crazy.
I get up at 3:45. I'm
so
live from 6 to 9, mornings with Maria.
That's when I used to come in. You understand that? That's when we would be coming in. Kenny,
it's true.
You know, so you...
Now this is where the mayor that I know as my all-star mayor, the one that for my entire life, he sticks out in the forefront. It says Uncle Giuseppe's here, and then it has 77 and the WABC right here. So...
like long naps, but now I find if I'm just in bed by 8 o'clock, I'm good to go.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
What time you said you wake up at?
3:45.
3:45. It's amazing how you have your specific time.
That's it.
My alarms start at 12. I'll show you on here. 12, 12:30, 12:40, 12:45, 12:50, 12:50, and then 1 o'clock. I'm like, enough. I get up at 1 o'clock.
It's time to wake up.
That's it.
There was WABC. A shout out to WABC with John Catsimatidis and the whole. We're over there.
He's
We do
great.
Sundays with Sinatra. We do Sundays with Sinatra on WABC on Sunday night. And I have to tell you, Mr. Catsimatidis built this station into a formidable thing. And I hope my folks don't get mad at me at AM 970, but this they bought a float. They came on. They donated, and they're broadcasting us live on WABC.
And he's one of the most powerful, most successful business people in New York City, Mr. Asmatini.
He is.
Multiple businesses that he's started. He's part of the fabric of New York City.
And Mayor Giuliani, the American
Uncle
mayor.
Hey, Mayor, how are you, sir?
There he is. There he is.
Hey, Vinny Betunio singing.
That's been like a theme the last couple of days that I've heard them say a lot, the fabric. Now, I'm not wearing my headset, although I could get it, but I just, at times, like I use it sparingly for its extreme significance when I do put it on.
Uncle Giuseppe's Marketplace. Went to my first Uncle Giuseppe's recently. Everybody, the Guardian Angels.
I'm looking for Sid, Barry. I'm looking for.
Now, I find this interesting because they make mention also of the Guardian Angels. There's this character that looks, it almost, I don't know if it's a hawk, if it's a falcon. I'm not quite sure what kind of bird it is, but it's a bird. And it's the only one that I've seen thus far, next to a mayor and past mayor, whichever. I don't know, is mayor something for light? I like, again. But they also mention guardian angels. Just like in between the MTA of Metropolitan Transportation Authority. Then this all-star mayor with the ABCs of New York City and the 77 on the 78th anniversary, annual Columbus Day, for things that, I mean, again, in Sunday school and in public school in New York City, I have not seen really... like if I sat my son down to give him a national security exam and said, okay, son, you're being educated in New York City on the holiday schedule that's been issued by our area, inform me what this Columbus Day means to you and its historical context for the city. Any dates, anything that sticks out? My son would fail because there's no teachings going on. There's this gigantic event that goes on for those of us that know that there's some peace treaty and some civil treaties that are made that keep us safe at some level. Or at least that's the background in if I don't know the names of the drug lord, the warlord, and the landlord, how in good Lord's name am I supposed to survive and like make it through any stage of humanity? I mean, simple things. And by visual context with some legal tender that has some very real visual clues that are like anchors of reality that need to stick in order for massive things to be run and loomed and a collective consciousness passed forward. So this way the structure of justice has ways of anchoring and taking care of what they need to take care of. So it seems like the city is running efficiently and as if theoretically, everybody's still working together.
Looking for Sid. We talked to Sid this morning. Good to see everybody, yes.
Happy Columbus Day.
Benny, between you and I, that would have been me singing it before, so thank you, Benny.
Well, you're going to be singing in no time.
Come down, and they get on the float and come down Fifth Avenue. It's a beautiful thing to see, and it's nice to see so many happy faces today.
That's it. That is it.
This is the day to celebrate the culture, the pride, and of course, as we just heard not too long ago from Chrysler Como, the president of the CCF, that this is all about raising money, making sure that future generations have the education to carry on the culture, and make sure that we make a positive impact in the United States as Italian American.
Yeah, but it's also...
That's a really good point, because it's not that I'm not interested in what my heritage is. It's not that I'm not hungry for that knowledge. It is that the resources have almost blocked me from my own kind and my own ability to pursue. I mean, like, even being bound to a book and person properly, it is, I mean, they just ringed the heck out of me. They blacksmithed and ringed me in some brush off, it feels like. But I know I'm far more significant than that. Because men of importance and significance in the world sought me and my parents out to bring us a bound book that they were bound by and make an introduction. That quiet field operation speaks volumes in places that are hard to reach. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe. Galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.